eyelashes here on the bottom. It's easy to overdo it with eyelashes, though I try to exercise caution. You can ruin a drawing by overworking it. I have done it many times. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I was talking to you about making the eyes match. And look, I didn't make them match, because I did the banding on one eye, but I didn't do it on the other. I could have claimed that that was just an artistic choice. I should have tried to pass it off. Yeah, I did that on purpose, you know, makes it look artistic. So I told you, I promised that I was not going to labor over every other part of this drawing as much as I did over the eyes. So I'm going to start to move a little more quickly as I finish this off. I'll just say one thing about the eyebrows. When a head is turned away from us in three-quarter point of view, the eyebrow of this eye that's closest to us will extend, generally speaking, well past that eye over toward the right side of the page. And what happens here is this eyebrow shifts over, because the forehead is further ahead. It has to do with the structure of the human body. As it turns away, this eyebrow is going to start further over here. Both of them shifting over to the right. And then we come to what I find some of the trickiest parts of doing these drawings, and that is placing the nose, the mouth, and most tricky of all, I find, is the cheek and jaw line, the sort of contour of the face. So let's see if we can do this. I am going to do a light indication of the nose. Now, I've seen, and I'm sure you have seen as well, some manga artists really love to do pointy noses. They'll do these super pointy noses that look like they would poke you in the eye if they got too close to you. I have never been a big fan of that super pointy nose thing. I'm more of a fan of the minimized nose, which is often as little as like a dot. But notice the placement of it. Very crucial that it comes below this eye when you're doing this three-quarter view. That nose is going to be somewhere, it's going to have a relationship with that eye. Then you have to figure out the mouth. And I find that the mouth, in this point of view, again, is going to drop just below that nose. You know, different artists have different ways of doing this. But it's going to start there. It's going to extend a little bit over here. And I'm making my character smiling a little. It's up to you, you know, if you want to give your character a little pout or make them teary-eyed or whatever. You can do it that way. But here comes what I find is the trickiest part, and I routinely mess it up and get it wrong, and that is this contour of the cheek and the jaw. I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to be very cautious here about trying to find where this line is supposed to go. Join me in my journey of discovery as I try to find the right point. Notice how it's curving out here to suggest the cheek. And at some point around where that nose is, it is going to start to curve back. And this is where you have to watch, where did you put the mouth? And how much space is there between that line, the edge of the mouth, and your cheek? And are you making this character's cheek too big? And where does it turn into the chin? I'm sort of gradually working my way toward that final line. And hopefully, you know, finding the natural spot. I would say in general, like when you look at the human face, the mouth is a tiny bit closer to the nose than it is to the chin. So I like to try to replicate that a little bit. And somewhere down here is where I find my character's chin. And then it becomes a matter of finding the correct angle as that line curves over to create the rest of the face. I would not make it too sharp of an angle. You don't want to suddenly cut up there towards the eye. You're trying to create a proper space, again, between the mouth I gotta stand back. You know how they always do the classic artists with the thumb and everything standing back? You know, it's not perfect, but I think I'm in the ballpark. But I'll tell you, it vexes me after years of studying this, the placement of these different things.